our Chairman Emeritus.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to you and to our ranking member for holding this important hearing, because relations between the U.S. and Taiwan are at a critical juncture. I'm concerned, as all of us are, about China's continued rise and aggression in the East and South China Seas, and the feeble response by our State Department to North Korean missile launches, which are a clear violation of international sanctions. The people of Taiwan have every reason to fear developments in the West Pacific, to worry about the future of their land, and to question both the resolve and the commitment of the United States. How tragic. And as we approach this 35th anniversary of the very important and essential Taiwan Relations Act anniversary, we remember that this crucial legislation forms the cornerstone of U.S.-Taiwan relations. It is the foundation of policy that has been and will be and will remain forevermore the anchor of peace and security in the West Pacific. But as we reflect on the promise of the Taiwan Relations Act on this 35th anniversary, we must also gauge the fulfillment of its specific policies and re-examine the lack of strategic vision in this part of the world, and talk about where we go from here as we watch China again increase its defense budget by double digits, begin construction on a second aircraft carrier, establish an air defense identification zone in the East China Sea, and continue its aggression over the Senkaku Island. There is no better time to reaffirm, to clarify, and to strengthen relations with our democratic ally and our strongest friend, Taiwan. But instead of recommitting to Taiwan, we continue to hear our State Department speak in half-truths, invent a laundry list of items that hinder our relations with Taiwan and our Pacific allies, and do everything it can to not provoke China. And that sadly seems to be our policy with Taiwan. Don't antagonize China. The Taiwan Policy Act, introduced by my colleagues, the chairs of the Taiwan Caucus and me, passed out of this committee last August. The bill aims to rectify these problems by advancing the sale of essential defense articles. I would like to point out that the new sales of F-16s is included in this bill. It encourages high-level visits between the U.S. and Taiwan officials. It promotes bilateral trade agreements. What is the administration's policy on the Taiwan Policy Act? Secondly, how does the administration plan to counterbalance China's power when we don't even commit to our democratic ally, Taiwan, and by extension, any of our other regional allies? And thirdly, what is the administration going to do to develop Taiwan's economic bond with the United States, its independence, strengthen our economic bonds? What is the State Department's policy, the Obama administration's policy on Taiwan, other than don't make China mad?
Thank you very much. I don't think that our Taiwan policy is founded on the principle of let's not make China mad. In fact, I think that if you look at the record, we have done an enormous amount to expand our relationship, strengthen it in all areas. It's not just the security aspects of it, it's the economic side. It's also the people-to-people side as well. As you may know, and with the help of others, we granted Taiwan.
I apologize, but the time is so limited, only 35
course.
seconds. Have you read the Taiwan Policy Act that we have filed? I'd like to give that to you and have an administration policy on it. And how are we counterbalancing China's power and committing to Taiwan?
Thank you very much. I think that I'm, of course, very pleased to take a look with my colleagues at the legislation. But I think, again, we have a very strong record of support for Taiwan. And through our unofficial relations and in accordance with the Taiwan Relations Act, as I noted, the 35th anniversary is a reason to celebrate. It's a reason to also commemorate just how far we've come, what we need to do in the future. We can still, refine, enhance.
Excuse me, I appreciate that, and I know my time is up, Mr. Chairman, but I don't believe that the people of Taiwan share those sentiments. I don't think that they see us as upholding the principles that are enshrined in the cornerstone of our U.S. foreign policy related to Taiwan, which is the Taiwan Relations Act. It promises a lot, and I think that the people of Taiwan would think that we haven't really fulfilled those missions. Do you think that we have?
I do believe, I mean, I haven't seen any recent polls, but I would imagine that the people on Taiwan regard the U.S. relationship, if not the most important relationship for Taiwan. It has got to be right up there. They are good friends of ours. They think like we do. Their values we share. I would think that they are very supportive of the things that we have done.
Do you think that we need to do more?
We are always looking for ways to strengthen relations, just as we're looking in the larger context in our rebalance to Asia. We want to strengthen our relationships with our allies. We want to strengthen our relationships.
And new sales of new F-16s and higher technology planes for defensive needs of Taiwan?
Again, we have had a very strong record of providing defense articles to Taiwan, and
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We go now to Mr. Brad Sherman, California.